Hi, kids. How's it going? How's everybody doing? Happy New Year. And that was on mute for a second. Hey, glad to see you. Glad to be seen. Josh here from WADco Media. Just wanted to break the ice on the brand new year and give you just a real quick rundown on some of the things that you can expect from WADco Media this year, podcast wise, at the very least. Some of them, got to be honest, had big dreams, had big ambitions, and at the last second made some cuts, and some are working titles for new podcasts coming this year, and there are still a few more in development that I'm not going to be mentioning because, well, they're still developing. But seeing as it's the first of the year, I figured I'd give you a quick little rundown, just a few minutes, to let you know what is going on here. First of all, we are definitely going to be coming back with more 10-1. That's right. The internet's favorite movie-centric list-making podcast is coming back for another round, another year of fun list making based on our favorite movies. In fact, we should have another episode dropping this week, so make sure you keep an eye out for that. If you're not subscribed to 10-1, make sure you do that. Go to the Facebook page, give it a like. You know, all of these likes and comments and things like that, they go a long way in kind of getting us out there and making this more of a regular gig than, you know, doing it from time to time. So 10-1 is coming back, and with myself, of course, and Jen. Yes, Jen is going to be there to give all of her expertise and analysis. Well, I'm gonna be there to do my blah, 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 blah. I like this movie because, yeah, there's a little bit of a gap in our knowledge bases, whereas I'm, and Jen's all the way up here. But wouldn't have it any other way. It makes for some fun times and different takes on movies. It's always fun. You're probably wondering, especially after Friday's WADcast, the last WADcast of 2023, when Brandon couldn't make it, and quite frankly, this Friday might not be looking so hot either. But there will be a show. Yes, the WADcast is returning with me, myself, and Brandon, of course. The WADcast thrives as 156 comes at you live Friday night. It's the WADcast. It's the flagship. It's the one that WADco is named after, essentially. And we will continue our awesomeness on a weekly basis. So, yes, Brandon and I are both returning. And I'm sure you all love that. I know I do. So those are the returning shows. Yeah, too, right? Big deal. It's the new stuff that you want to know about. It's what is on the cooker. What's going to be getting ready for you guys? Well, the first thing I'm going to let you know is I've sort of taken a more proactive approach to getting back into watching wrestling. I remember some of you from back in the day. You might think, huh? Didn't you have a podcast before about wrestling? Yes. But we're gonna start trying to tread those waters, dip our toes, my toes, I should say, in on a more frequent basis and on a weekly basis. Hopefully, we start doing Guy Talks Wrestling, working title, and that could start as soon as this weekend. I have I mean, honestly, I don't have cable. Gotta be honest. I don't. But Hulu has the WWE product. I would love to really, really dive in, get back into AEW, especially since they're, Jacksonville based. And now Ring of Honor is Jacksonville based. And with the news that TNA is coming back and New Japan is still New Japan, there's a lot of content out there, and I would love to start covering it on a regular basis. So fingers crossed, guys. I don't want it to be just another, you know, smarky wrestling show, because there are so many out there. I want to do something that has nothing to do with the dirt sheets, that it is strictly what you see as presented. No digging up backstage information, nothing about fights. As little speculation as possible from, and it sounds weird, from an educated standpoint. I just want to be able to enjoy the shows again. And hopefully not overthinking it with, what can I say? I just want to be more. I want to cheer for the good guys, boo the bad guys, and really buy into the whole premise again. So that's what my journey in that is going to be this year with Guy Talks Wrestling. Working title once again. But hopefully I can get episode 1 rolled out this weekend, and we'll see what you guys think. Next up, we have the Multiverse News Network. That's right. It's going to be sort of a news program that is, what can I say? We're going to catch all of the biggest headlines from around the multiverse. And that's going to be a lot of fun. And that's right. Because I announced it, it has to happen. At least once. So for those of you that were around for the WADcast episode number 153, you might remember that we had very, very special guest and dear friend Charlie Shuck on the show. And Charlie and I will be doing the Multiverse News Network, and hopefully you'll dig it. It just seems like it's going to be a lot of fun. And finally, because like I said, I had to ditch some of this stuff because my ideas were, I got two things. Because my ideas were a little bit too grandiose. I had one where I was like, I'll listen to an album every day and then review it every day. And then I realized, wait, that means I have to listen to an album every day and review it every day and, record a podcast every day. And, I tried doing it today. Honestly, bit much. And because I wanted to go with a scripted format, and I don't normally do that. You can probably see right here. Yeah. I was writing a script for a podcast. Who does that? Well, I know a lot of people do that, but I don't do that. It's just kind of off the cuff, brain stuff. But there I was trying to get this review out. Not even a review, just my reaction to an album. And it wasn't working for me. I just kept actively going, okay, in 1997, Blink-182 came out with the album. I'm like, no, this is just all so informational. And it just putting it out there like that took away the heart, took away the reason why I love the music and why I want to talk about the music. But I realized it's hard to convey in a podcast, especially that the only reason you're talking about this is because you love it. And there's a line that you have to walk between just being straight informational versus, emotional. And I was having a hard time figuring out where it was. Because yeah, there's when you're talking about albums, there are certain things you have to keep in mind. Certain things you want to throw out there. You put out who the producer is, you put out who the band lineup is, but when it comes to individual tracks, you can't just run down every. You know what? Not really important. But there will be a music show. I've got no idea what the format's going to be. I'm hoping to have some wonderful artists on the show, and I guarantee you there will be some wonderful artists on that show, whatever it may be. And because I do want to spotlight and highlight music in some way, So there's that. Next up, we have what I'm calling the WADco Adventure Hour. I'm hoping this is. I'm not hoping. I'm saying this is going to be a um, 1 hour monthly show, much in the same vein of classic radio serials, where an adventure happens. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Radio adventure hours, much like, who knows the Phantom knows, that kind of thing. If you feel like that could be something right up your alley, by all means, stay tuned because script is being written for that. Yeah, that's something you do scripts for. Drama and action and comedy. When it comes to just talking about stuff and how you feel about stuff, I'm not good at writing those. I guess I suck at it. But finally, the last show on the agenda, if you will. I don't even remember what this one is because I came up with a lot of ideas. Let's see. Oh, My Film Diary. Yes. Not last year, but the year before, I had this idea of watching 364 movies, one for each day of the year. And I did it. I watched them all. I watched all the movies. And at the end of it, I was like, okay, I got it done, but what? Now what? There was nothing really to show for it other than a lot of a lot of titles added to my letterbox. So this year, I can't say I want to do the whole 365, leap year. Or is it 365? Anyway, let's not worry about the details. The point is, I'm not trying to watch a movie a day, although technically I have already. Yeah, I'm 1 for 1. But I would love to sort of do an oral diary for the movies that I do watch on a weekly basis. Like, this is what I watched this week, and I will give my thoughts, briefly on each thing that I watched, and whether or not I would recommend it, and who I would recommend it to. But mostly, I just want. I don't know. I just want a reason to be doing the things that I do, and I do it. I watch movies because I love to watch movies. I listen to music because I love to listen to music, and having a platform to talk about the things that I love is the whole reason WADco exists. So that's the idea behind basically everything. Just doing the things that I love to do, but publicly, mostly publicly, and most of the things that I love to do. Okay, this is all going down a mental rabbit hole that I'm really not interested in exploring. But Multiverse News Network, yeah, there's the image. Multiverse News Network, My Film Diary, the WADco Adventure Hour, Guy Talks Wrestling, plus the returns of 1021 and the Wadcast. All of it coming at you this year on WADco Media platforms. So start looking for some of these things to be starting this week, this month. And keep an eye on the WADco Media Facebook page, because that's where most of the news is going to be coming out. In the meantime, thank you all for tuning in to this little event, and I hope you all have a wonderful, happy, safe New Year. And let's get this thing